Elin wasn't sure whose idea it was to paint the fence. Maybe it was Dad's. He'd been saying it for 2 summers now, in that hopeful voice adults use when they say things like, "We should really go camping one day." Maybe it was Leo's, because to an 11-year-old, painting a fence sounds like an adventure rather than what it actually is: hot, sticky, and full of arguments about color. Either way, one bright Saturday morning, they found themselves outside with brushes, a dented old paint bucket, and two completely different visions of what a nice fence should look like. Dad wanted it white, classic, respectable, the sort of fence that says, "Someone here cuts the grass every week." Leo wanted it blue, bright, impossible sky blue, the sort of fence that says, "A wizard might live here, or at least someone with interesting socks." Elin, 14 now and officially too old for childish projects but also secretly too young to stay inside, wanted something in between, something that felt like them. A little messy, a little cheerful, and definitely nothing that looked like everyone else's fence. They compromised the way families do, by not compromising at all, but deciding to see what happens. Dad showed them how to hold the brushes. Leo ignored him completely and started painting swirling waves on the lower planks. Elin tried to stay focused on the neat white coat, but then a drop of blue landed on her brush. By accident. Probably. After that, accidents multiplied like dandelions. A blue swirl here, a white streak there. Leo painted a lopsided sun. Elin added clouds that looked suspiciously like sheep. Dad, after rolling his eyes, started painting tiny green leaves curling up the posts. By the time Mom came outside with lemonade, the fence looked like it had been painted by 3 different people, which, of course, it had. She stopped, tilted her head, and asked, "So, what's the theme?" Leo answered without hesitation. "Summer." Mom smiled. "I love it." They kept painting until the sun started to dip, turning everything gold and gentle. They laughed about the drips on their clothes, the streak of white on Dad's hair, and the fact that the dog had a blue paw now. At some point, Mom joined in too, painting tiny daisies between the waves. When they finally stepped back, the fence wasn't perfect. It wasn't even close. But it looked alive, like it had something to say. A family lives here. A family that tries, sometimes fails, but always laughs about it later. That night, they sat on the porch, the same porch they'd fixed the summer before, and watched the fence catch the last light of the day. Elin thought it might have been the prettiest thing they'd ever made together. Leo leaned against her shoulder and whispered, "Next summer, can we paint the shed?" Elin smiled. "Maybe, but this time you have to let me draw the dragon." Leo grinned. "Deal." And in that warm, fading evening, it felt like everything was exactly where it should be.